Have you ever wondered if there's a better alternative to alcohol? Well, as it turns out, alcohol has a molecular cousin that creates a similar buzz and feels great, but as I call it, instead it has an inverse hangover, where the next day you feel more energetic and in a better mood. And as my Oura Ring and Garmin wearables show, it actually improves my sleep and recovery scores. This drink is a favorite amongst Fortune 100 CEOs, brain health experts, wellness enthusiasts, professional athletes, and even Olympians. So what is this drink? It's called Hard Ketones, and specifically the active ingredient is called R13-butanediol. I'll just be calling it R13 for short. Welcome to the Outlier channel, where we explore science, tools, and strategies to upgrade the quality of your life. All right, let's dive in. R13-butanediol was first studied by NASA in the 1970s. And the researchers made the mistake of discarding this molecule in their experiments to pursue other things. There was a period of quiet until 2021, when finally a company called Hard Ketones brought this product to the market for consumers. When supplement companies create what's called exogenous ketone esters, popular for sports and cognitive performance, R13-butanediol is created as an intermediary. Although they're both technically alcohols, I'm going to refer to what you get at your liquor store or local bar as alcohol, and R13-butanediol as just R13. Next, let's cover how it works. After you consume a drink with R13 in it, it enters the bloodstream and the liver converts 1,3-butanediol into D-beta-hydroxybutyrate, the coveted ketone body. And no, you don't need to be on a ketogenic diet to experience the buzz or benefits of this drink. After that, it saturates the body and brain with the clean burning fuel of ketones. Ethanol, on the other hand, is metabolized into the toxic byproduct, acetaldehyde, which itself is 10 times more toxic than ethanol. Some of the commonly reported benefits of consuming 1,3-butanediol include reduced blood glucose, reduced cholesterol, reduced triglycerides, reduced appetite, increased mental clarity, increased sleep quality, increased recovery, neuroprotection, euphoria, reducing ethanol alcohol withdrawal symptoms, indirectly promoting weight loss by increasing sensitivity to the satiating hormone leptin. And one study even reported that larger amounts can result in incoordination due to a narcotic effect common to glycols. Judging by its chemical similarity to the other butanediols, I'd imagine that this one works on the GABA receptors and also decreasing glutamate. Compared to booze, this one is lower in calories, sugar-free, carb-free, and overall a much healthier choice. Where ethanol alcohol encourages more consumption, the so-called drunchies, 1,3-butanediol suppresses appetite and has the opposite effect. Okay, let's go on to my experience using Hard Ketones. I've tried both the Hard Ketone seltzer as well as their gin and tonic, and they taste surprisingly spot on to their ethanol alternatives. I'm not the biggest fan of gin and tonics, but I have to give them credit for doing a good job of replicating the taste. To compare the buzz of R13 and ethanol, I'd say that R13 is about the ethanol equivalent of 1.25 to 1.5 drinks. But the buzz itself is a bit different. For me, ethanol is a bit more of a hazy, aggressive, insatiable, energetic, and confident buzz, whereas R13 is definitely more clear-headed, uplifted, peaceful and content, still disinhibited and euphoric, but in a different way. I've heard it compared to a cannabis edible, and that's not exactly my experience, but it has some similarities, although I much prefer it to any edibles. If you're finding this interesting so far, go ahead and hit that like button. My first time taking Hard Ketones was on New Year's Eve. Generally, I consume big meals 2 a day, about 3,500 to 4,500 total calories, and that's over 2 or 3 huge plates of food. On New Year's Eve, we cracked open a Hard Ketones seltzer as we prepared dinner, and I found myself completely full after just 1 plate. That might not sound like a big deal, but it was to us, considering that usually that would just be my start. I felt pleasant, certainly not drunk, but the social lubrication was there, and I felt more chatty than usual. What really stood out though was the next day, when I noticed that all my biometrics had improved, and unlike most nights, after I had Hard Ketones, I slept like a baby. I woke up in a good mood with energy to spare, and I wasn't even hungry. As a side note, I've noticed that certain supplements can potentiate the effects, making 1 drink feel more like 1.5. 2 that I like to combine with Hard Ketones are glycine and taurine, 2 amino acids, although your mileage may vary, and I suggest doing your own research first. If you decide you want to try this for yourself, make sure you're getting a product that is R13-butanediol and not 1,3-butanediol. Essentially, that R means that your body uses 100% of it, and if that R is not present in the name, it means that you'll only absorb half. So if you have 1,3-butanediol and R13-butanediol side by side, although they looked exactly the same, the R13 is going to be twice as strong. And as a side note, a lot of the research has been done on 1,3-butanediol, so I expect that we'll see more and more promising results coming out once researchers realize that they should be studying R13 instead. Hard Ketones is expensive right now, but it's actually not as bad as it looks for several reasons. First, with economies of scale and the manufacturing technologies improving, I expect the cost will dramatically decrease in the coming years. Also, when I drink ethanol, I just keep drinking it. I'll find myself 5, 6, 8 drinks in and showing no signs of stopping. But with R13, I feel good after about 1.5 drinks, and I haven't felt a need to go beyond 2 drinks. So although each can is more expensive, you drink far less. And after trying it, I decided to partner with Hard Ketones. So if you're interested in trying this yourself, you can use the code OUTLIER15 to save 15% on your order and get free shipping. If you've tried it, I want to know what you think. A great alcohol alternative or something that shows promise and still needs work? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, be well and be an outlier.